Hi, my name is Przemek Chojecki and this episode is about generating text. So the fascinating news is that a couple days ago OpenAI has published the final version of GPT-2 algorithm, which is based on transformers as an architecture and on different texts from Reddit and the texts which were got 3 points karma on Reddit and were linked to different places. So actually those texts are really diverse. So actually they first started releasing those GPT-2 algorithms back in February or March, if I remember correctly, but then they decided to stage it in a couple of stages to see what happens. So they only released the smallest module, the smallest algorithm with 300 million parameters at first, then they went to 700 million parameters, and now it's 1.5 billion parameters inside the neural networks that actually made up the whole model. So it's really fascinating because those texts are getting closer and closer to being indistinguishable from texts written by humans. It's still a lot of blah blah blah, meaning you don't want to see any kind of logic inside, which doesn't mean those texts doesn't make sense most of the time, because if you generate a text with GPT-2, and you can do that because those are open source, you can go to the GitHub of OpenAI and start downloading the code, downloading the weights of the parameters and just generate those things either on Google Colab, on your cloud, or even on your laptop. And this is really fun. So this is exactly what I'm doing right now, and trying to determine to what extent those can be used in different contexts. So this is a huge model, and it's really fascinating to see what will come next, because as guys from OpenAI already mentioned in the report, they already collaborating with a couple of different universities to determine what kind of malicious actions one might take, one may use these models for, apart from the obvious one of writing spammy articles absolutely everywhere, and fueling spammy chatbots, fueling spammy emails, and doing that on massive scale with the quality never seen before. So that's the obvious example. But the question is what kind of really bad action you can take if you were to push it forward, because more spam, right, this is something which we are getting used to right now, and we're used to, because it's like a standard thing back from 90s that people are sending us more and more emails we don't want to, or we see that on boards, or anywhere actually. So the question is whether we can get a content of quality which would somehow use GPT-2 algorithms, but then be really indistinguishable for people, and at the same time either try to monetize that content, try to influence the people, whether that kind of things can be used in propaganda and political propaganda, economic, sociological propaganda, whatever it is. So there are like many very important questions behind all this, because those are just algorithms which are trained on databases which are available publicly, and anyone can repeat that. There were many examples of that actually, of guys who were trying to redo the work of OpenAI to some extent, and it was successful. So if you have knowledge of deep learning, you should be able to actually redo the whole thing. Also, you need spend a little bit on computations, but that's doable. So the big question is, what are really bad uses and what are really good uses of this technology? So I think this is really exciting, what we're saying right now. I'm going to test it right now because I'm super excited about the whole thing. Do it as well. Please Google OpenAI GPT-2 and you will see the model. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, leave them below, and see you in the next episode. Thank you.